Well, if you're a car guy, this is the unassuming barn that you would want to be able to get into. Let's go in there and see. Oh, there it is. 1968 station wagon. Quintessential barn find. What do you think? Oh, there you go. This one's in nice shape too. They almost always have dents in the front. Not bad. To be totally honest with you, I already did move some things away from the van and begin to evict the mice. There was a mattress, some curtains, and the smell was off the chain. So I got some of the fabric out of there, and today we're going to air up the tires and do a little cleaning. Definitely colony of mice been living in here. Today's the day they get their eviction notice. Okay, so this is something my dad had, and you know, there's things in our lives that we have big plans for, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. I think this one was parked over 10 years ago for sure. The minimum, it's been here for 10 years. And it's a nice place to have it, in a nice dry spot. So let's check some of the typical rust spots. This looks amazing. Let me get my light out of the way. That's solid. The original color was red. It's got like a real poor blue on it out here, but overall that's not too big a deal. In really solid shape. Look at the headliner, looks awesome. This is typical. There's some rust here. The battery spot, yeah, completely rusted out. Put the battery on the other side at some point. We'll be checking the numbers to see if that's the original motor. This is another spot where you often see some rust, and this thing looks really solid along the window. So, next step is to get some air in the tires and do a little preliminary cleaning. This is something my dad had, and he kept for decades, thinking he might do something with it someday. And now that he's crossed, now he's passed. He crossed over about a year ago, and he's sitting up there on the Milky Way watching us right now. And I think I'm super grateful for the opportunity to have a chance to do something with it. And I don't know what the future is for this bus, but the short range plan is clean it up a little bit, see if we can get it running, and take it for a drive. And we'll get out there and take Grandpa for a ride with us. So stay tuned, we'll see how this comes out. A couple things I really want to do today too. I don't have the trailer with me today, so we'll have to come back and get it. but the tires all seem to be holding air. And the next thing is to see if the engine will turn over. And I have not checked that, so you get to go with me on the first journey. Let's see if we got clutch feels good. Gosh, can you guys see in here at all? It is dark in this barn. Let's grab neutral here. That seems a little... might be some loose linkage back there. Okay, that's neutral. The e-brake is not on. Thank God. Just a word to the wise. If you're going to leave your bus sit for 10 or 20 years, please don't put the emergency brake on, because it's likely to seize. So the next thing is, I'd like to see if the brakes are locked up. See if this thing will move. Let's give it a little push. Look at that, you guys. Oh, how unusual is that? The brakes, nothing is seized up. She moves with just a little push. See if I can get a little more than just a little push up. Yes! All right, how about that? What do you say we check and see if this engine is going to move? Get a little light on the subject here. This is clean. Other than the rust in the battery tray. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Check it out, guys. That is completely freed up. Turns over great. Quick check, see if there's any oil. Wow. That's great. I just about bet you we clean this up, it'll start and run. That's going to be fun. I hope you come back and watch that happen. But right now, we got a little more cleaning to do. Maybe I should have a mask on. I don't know. Well, it is another clammy day here in the Pacific Northwest, but I managed to work up a sweat. I did a lot with the shop vac. One of the YouTubers I follow, great tip, he said, shop vac first and then pressure wash, so you don't end up with a big sticky mess. Great tip. So here it is, guys. 1968 early type 2 bay window. The manual says it's a station wagon edition. I thought these were called a combi because it has place for removable seats in the cargo area. But I'm interested what you think. Is this called a station wagon or a combi or a deluxe? What's a deluxe anyway? Got these wing windows all the way down, which is very interesting for your passengers. Otherwise, she's really plain. Now, what I really like about this one is it's complete. I got 3 out of 4 hubcaps, that is. What happened? Oh man. Well, what do we do now? And filming was temporarily interrupted because the goats got out and we're walking down the road and bystanders were coming by telling us, go get the goats. So I went and helped with getting her goats back in the yard. Anyway, we were doing the walk around. This thing is so complete. It's just a peach. I did find a little rock chip in the windshield. Missing the mirror on the passenger side. So, what's the next steps? Well, I tell you what, I am really resisting the urge to try to start this thing. A lot of YouTubers you see, they're still in the barn and they hook up a battery and get the thing turned over. Well, I just don't have a doubt in my mind that this thing's going to run. It's so great. It's not seized up. Oil looks good inside. And what I'd rather do is double check the wiring and the fuel lines. Obviously these are notorious for losing a fuel line. Looks like people have been messing with that here. There's some old and some new fuel line. I would make sure all that's good and check the fuel pump and get some fresh gas in it. There is some damage to some of the wiring up underneath the dash. I think the mice were having a good time. So we'll check all that, and then we'll get some fresh gas in it and a fresh battery, then we'll get it turned over. So I hope you come back and join me for that. But it's not going to be today, if I can resist. Cleaned up pretty nice. The seats are in great shape. Headliner's nice. The aroma of the mice is still really strong, and I'm not really sure what to do with that. Maybe we'll try some Pine Sol. If you know of something that works for cleaning these and get that mouse smell out of there, leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. Okay, boys, there he is. 68 bay window. Gonna have to come up with a name for it. Right now we're calling it DuhBus. Once we get him up and running, the question will be what to do with it. Will we just clean it up and drive it around as it is? Or will we go for a full gangster restoration like we did on the Ghia? Or somewhere in between? What do you guys think? I'd love it if you'd subscribe, like this, and put your comment down below what you think we should do. Meanwhile, that's it for today. Thanks.